what we call the project managers working together with the contractor. And as Ministry of Sports, we are providing financial support, but also we are also providing oversight and standards to make sure that it's within the standards that we have agreed on. So here in this facility, all the stakeholders are here. The contractor, the various government agencies responsible for different issues, and then the two ministries, and all these teams are working together to deliver this facility. We are very happy with the progress. The contractor is supposed to deliver this project within 18 months, which is by end of next year, we should be able to have this facility ready for us to have final certification to host the Africa Cup of Nations. I want to thank the Ministry of Defense for the good work they are doing, and our defense officers, technical officers who are here, together with the Sports Kenya technical officers who are here for a good job they are doing. We have confidence. I know these contractors myself, having worked with them in the transport and road sector, and they do a good job also in that sector. So they have proven themselves before, but we will not leave anything to chance. Oversight will continue, and I believe the work they are doing here is already visibly by what they are doing. It's commendable, but that does not mean they sleep on the job. We say mgema akisifiwa pengine ataongeza tembo maji, lakini sisi tutakuwa hapa kuhakikisha kwamba hii kazi imeenda vizuri. Kwa hivyo nawashukuru sana kwa kuwa nasi. Sisi tumefurahi kwa ile kazi inaendelea kutoka hapa, na nilisema hapo awali tukiwa pale Kasarani kwamba ninawashukuru sana waziri mwenzangu ambao aliondoka kutoka wizara, Ababu na Mwamba, kwa kazi nzuri alifanya pamoja na PS wetu TUM hapa na maafisa wengine katika wizara hii. Mimi ninachukulia hiyo kazi sasa kutoka hapa kusonga mbele, kwa sababu hiyo ni kazi ya serikali, kupokezana vijiti kutoka mtu mmoja hadi mwingine. Kwa hivyo sasa tupatie nafasi waziri Soipan aweze pia anene kwa Kiswahili sanifu.
Let me not go Swahili. Beside the core mandate of KDF of defending and protecting the Republic, we also have a mandate as KDF to offer support to other agencies. And we are called time and again in projects such as this to contribute to the national agenda, development agenda. And therefore this day we are moving around to inspect and assess the scope of progress for the AFCON infrastructure, which is one of those projects that KDF has been called in to support the Ministry of Sports, given the very strict timelines and the magnitude of task. That is how KDF is coming in to offer technical backstopping to the Ministry of Sports, and going by the observations right from Kasarani, Nyayo Stadium and Talanta here. I'm really happy to say that we are on course in terms of the progress, looking at it against the set timelines, and it is really gratifying to see how much AFCON portends in terms of contributing to the revamping and enhancing the sports facilities in the country. And from the Ministry of Defense side, it is really one of those projects that we feel are very integral in terms of support to other ministries, departments and agencies to contribute to the bigger government agenda. So I think my colleague CS Murkomen has spoken widely on where we are, and it is just a comfort we have that we are confident that we are going to beat the deadlines, and the quality of work is also assuring. Thank you.
No. Nilikwambia kuja ofisi. Acha kuchanganya hiyo watu wote hapo.
Okay, Waziri.
We are agreed.
On the aspect of the stadia, this year, especially athletics, I come from athletics.
Yes.
And my passion will rely on athletics. This year we had a challenge of the training facilities.
Yeah.
And as much as we want to praise the team, they really had to go through a lot because of the limited, the closure of events that we're supposed to do. Next year we are having a world championship. And again, the only stadium that we have, it's going to be closed for renovation again. So what have you put in place so that this team that you have released and the team that is around, that they'll have ample time of training and getting the goodness that is supposed to be?
I think, first of all, the World Championship will happen at a time. By the time we are going to the World Championship, we will have had almost 8 months or so of availing these facilities back to the athletes. So I assure every Kenyan that by the end of this year, Nyayo and Kasarani will be very modern, not just done, but will now be even better facilities for us to train our athletes. That is one. Number two is to say that for the time being, our athletes may have to be patient a little bit to use the facilities they have been using anyway for over time for these remaining 2-3 months. But after December, we will have proper places for us to camp. First, let me say that even then, our athletes have been doing very well at the moment when they especially the under-20 who are going to Lima. They have had facilities to train at the Kenya Academy of Sports and at Kasarani. And the last thing I'd like to say is that it's a pity that we have a number of stadia across the country, that have already been built particularly by county governments. But because it was built without standards, they are not giving us any value for money. We build a stadia, put tartan, then it ends within 6 months or so because quality assurance was not put in place. As I promised the country, we are working on the regulations now. We will gazette the standards, which will include the procedure of constructing a stadium to make sure that the Sports Kenya will have to send inspectors to confirm that you are building it within the standards required, whether it is the stands or the track or even the field, so that people don't just plant the grass they wish to plant for playing soccer and so forth. Standard is a very key issue, issue of concern for us as a country and as a ministry. It is something we were going to, if that was the case, we would not have to worry about where our athletes are going to train, because we have a good number of stadiums around the country that really do not have the facilities to the level and standard we require. We want also to complete the other ones which are pending, and we will make sure that we'll give you the relevant time. We will call you to discuss the relevant timelines for all the stadiums that we are going to deliver, including Kipchoge Stadium, that is part and parcel of the projects for AFCON in this place. Yeah, thank you.
Sorry, Arocho here. Once again, it's about the standards, and are we on course? Because other than AFCON, we have CHAN. Are we on course? And once again, I need you to reiterate on the standards. We are at Kasarani, and basically, other than the pitch being ready, the standards.
Yeah, no. This I can assure you, and that is what Soipan also said earlier. I can assure you that for the first pitches, that is for the Kasarani, Talanta, Nyayo, and Kipchoge, I will assure you that we will hand over only when the standards have been achieved. And the progress that is ongoing now is commendable. If they progress in this manner, we will achieve what we want. And we've put enough officers, technical officers, to monitor. And we are not just oversighting as a ministry. There are also other agencies oversighting. And that's not enough. We're also being oversighted by CAF themselves, coming to inspect and make sure that we achieve. So we are sure for the 4 we are going to deliver within the standards required. Now the rest is for us to reconfigure the other existing stadia to make sure that they are of the same quality as these 4 that we are going to deliver. I have no doubt, insofar as the 4 is concerned, that we are going to hand over, including not just the hardware, as you see, the infusion of technology. It will be the most modern technology applied in all these 4 stadia. They will have, if it's for football, it will have all the goal line technology, VAR, modern ways of what do you call the cameras for purpose of screening the game and all that. You have no doubt. I have no doubt in my mind that it will be the best facility, and also it will be a multimodal facility. Here we will not just do sports alone. It will also provide infrastructure for conferencing, for other things. As I said in Kasarani, sustainability is a very key issue in terms of this study. Can it be able to generate enough resources for us to maintain them? It's one thing to construct, the other is maintenance. One of the biggest challenges in our country, whether it's our roads, whether it's our airports, whether it's our ports, whether it's our stadia, is maintenance. And we want to make sure that the maintenance policy that is going to be in place will be sustainable. And for it to be sustainable, it must be income generating. The people of Kenya have so much pressure for social functions and social support, schools, hospitals, and so forth. We must make sure that all this infrastructure that we are constructing can generate enough resources to maintain itself. Thank you.
Question was
Yeah.
for me. We've spoken about football and athletics, but Kenya is a sporty nation. What about other sports facilities for basketball, sport like hockey? Any plans for that for the government?
I had said earlier that we will make sure that, of course, Kasarani and Nyayo still has their facilities for volleyball, for basketball, and for swimming. And we will make sure that those are all rehabilitated to the level that is required. But that's not the problem. The problem is management, is governance. I said we will start by making sure that the federations are operating and they are working. Because if you have well-functioning federations, they can work with schools. We have international schools in the across the country that have very good swimming facilities, very good basketball facilities, very good hockey facilities. But because nobody is scouting for the players from there and nobody is training them, and the management of sports is at a certain level for other federations especially, why we are all talking about athletics and football is because it's the one that is visible, and volleyball maybe, and rugby to some extent. The rest of the federations are really struggling. Some of them are briefcase federations where someone is just holding it in his house, no office facility. We are even thinking that going forward, we may have as a government to build a facility maybe somewhere in Kasarani because of availability of space, then rent that space to various federations to have established offices where they are visible and Kenyans can visit and see that they are running offices in a way that is transparent and accountable. That is not the function of today. Let me settle first. As I work, I have been meeting a number of federations and so forth. Then I'll invite you, we have a full conversation about sports management in the country, which federations are compliant, and what are we doing with them. And as I said, sports fund, His Excellency the President gave direction that sports fund should really be dedicated to supporting sports to a great extent. And therefore, we'll finance all the federations that are going to assist our young people to grow their talent and to go for competitions abroad. But let's get the management to be in place. Number two, we want private sector to also come in. But we have to organize ourselves as federations and the ministry to give confidence to private sector to want to invest in